like I was actually taking a bigger risk with the bike. And I did fall, yeah. I fell.
But you're good at falling.
Yeah,
in fairness to you.
That was one of the best compliments I received in my entire life. Anechka, you're so good at falling.
Can you please explain that to mommy on cam?
What? So you want me to admit I'm a nerd to thousands of people?
Because during my time, I like NSYNC.
I like that too. I just like listening to
NSYNC.
I am gonna be publicly offended.
Okay,
I would appreciate if my own mother respected my opinion.
I buy all the figurines of Hatsune Miku. It's like I'm okay, became okay, now became K. It's getting worse and
wow. When did you find out about this? When did you find out about this?
Well, baby, people are texting me, and then
but like around what year?
I'm offended now. Hello, amigas. Welcome to Amigas podcast. You know what? This week have been crazy busy. Crazy busy with work and also crazy busy with mommy duties, which are the best hats. They're actually the best hat I've ever worn. And on that note, I want to introduce to you my special guest for today. She's a very, very beautiful, kind, extremely talented. She's actually the reason why I can be called mommy. Guys, I want to introduce to you who are going to be hosting this podcast with me, this special podcast with me tonight, which is my única hija, Anechka Estrada.
Hello everyone, my name is Anechka.
Hi baby. Thank you for accepting to do this with mommy.
Accepting? I've been begging for ever since you announced that you're gonna have a podcast.
I know, right? Remember? Mommy was telling you, because guys, basically we talk about a lot of things. And Anechka, it's one of my favorite, persons in the world. She's actually my favorite amiga. Sorry guys, don't be jealous to my other friends, but she is actually my number one amiga. And this friendship have been going on for what, baby? 13 years.
Yeah. It feels like my whole life.
I guess because it is your whole life.
It is.
It is your whole life, baby. But okay, when mommy first decided to have this podcast, remember I was telling you while picking you up from school, what was my ideas, and what is the first thing that you said?
When am I going to have an episode?
I know. And this is it.
Finally.
This is it. So are you happy?
Mm-hmm.
Are you excited?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you like the room?
Oh, yes, it's so colorful and so nice. I love all the colors. I think I said it already. But love all the colors, and I also love these beautiful LED lights.
Do you like Katy Perry?
Yes, I love Katy Perry.
I also like Katy Perry, guys. And of course, I cannot start this podcast without thanking Rockstar KTV GH Mall here in Green Hills areas, guys. So if you are just around the area, don't forget to check out the Rockstar KTV GH Mall, because they have and they are our favorite karaoke hangout place. Here's where I had Anechka's 13th birthday party, and we had a blast because the place is beautiful. I think it's the best karaoke in Tao, actually. Am I biased, baby?
I mean, not really. It is.
It is, right? Exactly, because mommy canvas everywhere.
And this is biased, but it's true.
Yes, and I love it. Every team, every room has a different theme. And right now we are at the Katy Perry room, which is very, colorful. But on that note, I want to also introduce to you guys what we're going to be talking about in this podcast. Basically, Anechka and I, as it's obvious, we don't have the same age, obviously, because I'm her mom. But we do have something in common. That's our love for each other. Mm-hmm. So today we're going to be speaking, guys, about generational gaps. How to connect with generations, they're so different. And also, how can we somehow bring together or cut the huge gap between, relatives, moms and kids, dads and kids, between families in general. In a society or in an era of today that's actually, somehow isolating us and literally somehow not enable us to connect to each other. Mm-hmm. So that's what you're going to be talking about today. And I do remember, Anechka, that mommy sometimes was asking you help, right?
Mm-hmm.
About certain topics or text messages I could not understand.
Yes. Quite often, actually.
Yeah. Which one? The one that was asking you before? To translate?
Something about me is that my memory's awful. So I'm not quite sure what it was about.
I think it was something about this is so cool. And I said, what is that? And then you use expression that I couldn't quite figure it out.
Oh, this is so cool.
Yeah, and there is also one time that we were by C5 and you saw this name behind a truck.
Oh.
Remember the word Sigma?
Yeah.
So what is that all about? What's Sigma? And you're like, Mommy, oh my gosh, I can't believe, why is that word in the back of the truck? My classmates...
Don't remind me of when I was young.
Okay. My classmates gonna go crazy about it. So what Sigma means, Anechka?
Z age and alpha language.
Mm-hmm.
It basically refers to a cool person, typically a male. Guys, I just want to clarify before we go any further in this podcast that I do not associate with myself with any of the language or any of the themes. I mean, maybe a little bit, but any of the themes or any of the language used today, because I'm normal.
Oh my God.
I'm normal.
Oh, baby. Your generation is Generation Z, right?
Mm-hmm. There's actually an ongoing debate about that, actually.
Oh, really? Why?
I was born in 2012, and some people say that's still Gen Z, some people say that's already Gen Alpha. So I'm not quite so sure.
So you're lost.
Yeah, we're wanderers.
Or maybe you're the best of the both worlds.
Maybe.
Well, guys, I'm millennial, and I thought during the time that was the coolest generation to be. And I still think it is the coolest generation to be. What do you think?
No comment.
No comment? Okay, baby, come on. Okay, so basically, when we're talking about having this podcast, this was one of the topics that came along, right? Mm-hmm. I was asking Anechka for help because I couldn't understand the lingo of, her fellow friends or some people, younger people that I got to meet and talk. And then I was telling her how cool it would be to do actually a podcast all about it. Mm-hmm. About the differences between millennials and, the Gen Z or Gen Alpha. And we're actually having lots of fun because it's actually something very interesting. How come generations apart suddenly change the whole vocabulary, and, even musics get affected. So many things get affected. But you know what it intrigues me the most, Anechka? Because when I remember of things of my childhood, for instance, and the things that I do with you being a child now, they're kind of different. Mm-hmm. I remember growing up, one of my fond memories, of spending time with my mom is when she would bring me to the park, me and my brother, and then we would basically ride the bike, or we would as well, just rollerblade or skateboard. And after that, we would go grab ice cream, popcorn, or a pizza. And that for me was like paradise. Those are really things that I really miss doing and that I was not able to do with you. So, that tells a lot about generations and how life keeping, changing, and we need to adapt to reality. Like for you, what is the fondest memory that you have while growing up?
I actually have two memories that come to mind when I think about my childhood and especially my childhood with you. My first memory is when you brought me along and brought this this toy shoe and with laces on it. Mm-hmm. And what we did is that you taught me how to tie my own shoelaces. I think that's something that most children go through unless they live their whole life with those shoes that you just slap something on it. I forgot what it's called.
That's all about technology, right? Imagine even the shoes, guys, now you can just glue it together.
I forgot the name, but it's
it's like there is one that glues just close.
Yeah, the texture stuff. Yeah, exactly.
There's another one, it's like a rubber, remember? It's it goes from one side to another, so you can actually need to tie.
But that's not really for rubber shoes. It's more for Mary Jane's and stuff like that.
Okay.
But anyway, back to the topic. So, what I remember is that you taught me how to tie my shoes, and that's something that most kids would go through whenever they have shoes that involve the need to tie them. However, when I was younger, I'm not necessarily sure why. I can't pinpoint why, but I wasn't able to learn those the basic skills as early on as all my other friends would, so, as all my peers in my class would. So whenever we have PE and we have to change our shoes, everyone would tie their shoes on their own and then they'd go off to play, but then I had to stay back with the teacher so that he could help me tie my shoes.
Oh no, baby.
Yeah. Big shout out and thank you to that teacher, because that must have been very annoying to tie the same students' shoes together because she never learned. So learning that really made me feel more connected and more equal to my peers, because I felt sometimes maybe I wasn't as, skilled in basic things that I probably should have been.
But baby, actually the problem with that, there is a name for that. It's actually a kind of condition that exists in the Philippines, and that condition calls yaya. Okay, yayas have the tendency, guys, it means nanny. Mm-hmm. And the Philippines is full of them. And they make your life so much easy. But they spoil you a lot. So if I'm around, I'll tell the yaya, do not do that for her. But if I'm not around, the yaya will do everything. And that kind of delayed the learning process. That's why mommy bought that, that wooden toy with the shoelaces, so that I could make sure that you learn it the proper way. Mm-hmm. And you said you have another memory. What was that?
Oh yes, my second memory is, I think it was around in the beginning of COVID or right before COVID. Mm-hmm. It's when you and my dad taught me how to ride a bike. It was this really cute pink bike, and it still had the training wheels on it. In fact, I'm pretty sure if you slapped me on a bike right now, I'd still need those training wheels. I do not trust myself with the singular 2 wheels right now. What I remember is you guys let me ride around a little bit near our neighborhood first, and then I managed to go to the golf course area where there were the fields, and eventually I was able to start biking up and down them. And I just felt super proud of myself because, again, when I was younger, I was a bit, I don't think paranoid's the word, but I was a little bit worried about it. Yes, quite careful. I was quite careful because I have a bit of a fear of hurting myself or getting myself injured, because I never, even up till now, I don't like the idea of pain. Mm-hmm. It's just, I don't know, it's not something I ever want to experience. So even now, I'm a little bit cautious of what I do, even if the most basic things, but then I felt like I was actually taking a bigger risk with the bike. And I did fall, yeah. I fell.
But you're good at falling, in fairness to you.
That was one of the best compliments I received in my entire life. Anechka, you're so good at falling. I will write that on my resume. Great faller.
She does fall, guys. She barely injured herself. Mm-hmm. So, for a very tall person, you're kind of skilled. You know what I mean? But love it. I actually love those times. Those are really one of my fond memories. It's teaching you to do things. And I think, guys, that's the importance of actually spending time with your kids. And spending time with them, either with your kids or with your parents, it does somehow generational gap a little bit less wide. So it closens up. Because then you get to learn new things, you get to appreciate the other person, and you actually get to enjoy and even find out if you have something in common, and get, to have a great time together. I do remember also that, one of my, most fun memories with you, Anechka, is when we get to travel. I love traveling with you, love. Because Sheila enjoys traveling, I enjoy traveling, and we like to try new things. And I do appreciate her because even sometimes when she's scared, she still goes for it. And as long as it's safe, I allow her to explore new things. But what do you think? There is anything that you've heard back then that you wish that maybe it was present now in your generation?
Something about the past that I wish there wasn't in our generation?
Yes.
I think it's the acknowledgement of the beauty of life. Mm-hmm. Something I notice is that even within myself, sadly within myself, I find that we as a generation and as the species of human beings, we fail to see all life has to offer. Like, isn't it wonderful that there are these tall green things called trees, and that there's this beautiful thing on top of us with clouds called the sky, and it's blue, and butterflies and dogs and sharks and oxygen. We live in a world where there's so many things are possible and so many things are made possible, and especially with the rise of things like phones and scrolling,
Yes.
I feel like we get drawn to that more than we get drawn to the entirety of life. I can't say that I'm a saint and I'm immune to these things, because honestly, I think I've had it the worst at some point. But I do wish that we would be able to interact with the world and the world around us more than we often do now.
That's so true, baby. When it comes to the technology, that's why I actually believe that, you're so right, love. Because we have the tendency, because of the technology, to not appreciate what is around us. Like during my generation, I didn't have a phone. I didn't have all those gadgets. The most I had was what? Actually, I didn't have anything. Video game.
Oh.
And my mom just allowed me to play on the weekends. But we play a lot outside. We are always like surrounded by trees. And I even play under the rain. And my mom allowed me to do that. What I cannot allow you actually to do, because it's a totally different generation, because pollution was different back then. And then I understand where you're coming from. And I did had a great childhood, guys. And I know that there is positive things and there is negative things also when it comes to technology. Technology came to make our lives easier, but the problem is sometimes we misuse the technology and we end up isolating ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like in your case, for instance, like how do you use technology?
Well, let's just so you guys are aware, a little bit of self-promotion here. I have...
Okay, you say the right thing, huh? Because, I'm the mother.
I actually post my art on my own account. And I...
What account, baby? What are you talking
My
about?
Instagram account.
Oh, Instagram account.
Yes,
okay.
I usually post my art there and animations and stuff like that, since that art's something I'm very passionate about. I also often video or voice call or text my friends there, because yes, we have school to talk to each other, but it's mostly just break and lunch, which for some reason, for senior school students, they make it shorter than the primary. I don't know why. We're more busy. We deserve longer breaks. But sometimes it's not enough to get everything you want to say to them in a day out. So sometimes you may talk a little bit after school or during the weekends. And I have a group of friends that actually we watch the same shows together, which is another thing I do online. I'm very into indie animation shows, and I usually use the internet to watch a few of those because I'm really passionate about that.
Okay,
so my friends are concerned about the level.
Okay, I just want to let it very clear that Chick has a time limit for, using the gadgets, guys. It's on the weekends, okay? Or when she's on vacation, I kind of go haywire. But anyways, she deserves it. But love, I want to ask you something. Have you ever wrote a letter to your friends?
Wrote a letter? Do birthday cards count?
Well, it can count. I'm glad to know that you still use those. Because during my time, we used those all the time. And we could not text. Mm-hmm. But we did write letters or notes, or we write like in their, their diaries, things like that. We page them. Do you know what page is?
It's, with a pager, I think.
Huh?
With a pager.
What pager? What?
With a pager.
Oh, what is a pager?
It's a little. If I'm correct, don't count me on this. Might not be 1,000% correct, but pager's a small device where you could send like small amount of words.
Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you, love. I'm so proud. Yes, we did page each other. Okay, and we also use those, the cone phones. How do you call it in English?
Oh,
have you used that?
I know what that is. It's like this.
That you make with the plastic.
the cup phones.
Hello, can you hear me?
I still don't understand how those work.
What about
science? Is honestly a mystery.
What about the walkie-talkie? Do you know what that is?
Yes, I know what that is. It's like it kind of looks like a calculator, but it's not a thicker calculator. It just looks like a calculator. It's not a calculator. I know it's not a calculator. It looks like a thick calculator. It has an antenna on it.
Yes.
And then you can communicate to each other. And it's a short distance, and then you have to be like over after you finish.
Exactly, but actually, baby, that looks like the very first phone, cell phone.
Calculators look like phones. Then.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, just out there. Okay, I actually have a question for you because, of course, being your mom, I've kind of experienced a lot of what you kids of this generation are in. But I wonder, do you know what is a hopscotch?
Yes, of course I know what hopscotch is. Who do you think I am?
I draw that, right? Yes. Break in the floor.
I still knew it before that. Okay,
what about Chinese garter?
Chinese garter. I know a game called Chinese Whisper, but I don't...
No. Okay, Chinese garter is made with elastic. You played that during your school before. Remember, I put from one chat to another. It's a long elastic band or garter that two people supposed to, be holding it in their body, with their body, and it stretches it, and you need to jump inside, jump out.
No, you've never shown that to me before.
Lower part up to the...
You've never showed me that before.
You just don't remember it. Okay, I have another one. Do you know what is Tamagotchi?
Yes, of course! Tamagotchi!
Tamagotchi. Sorry, guys.
Tamagotchi is a very popular toy. You know the Tamagotchi?
You're making fun of your mother.
The Tamagotchi pet.
Okay, Tamagotchi. Okay, so you have that.
Yes, I have a second generation one.
Who gave you that? It was not
I think it was my aunt.
Oh, okay.
Actually.
Okay, which aunt?
How do I tell you which aunt without publicly putting the name?
Okay, sorry. That aunt. Okay.
The aunt.
Okay, what about, do you know what is Dragon Ball Z?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Why'd you look at me like you don't believe me?
I don't know. I definitely know that you know what's Pokemon. What else do you... Hatsune Miku something. And
Hatsune Miku.
And all of those things. But okay, those are the things during my generation, baby. And I actually love. And I do play a lot with you. Board games.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Are you familiar with board games? What's your favorite one?
Hold on, let's just take a moment to appreciate. She asked me, do you know what board games are? No! I've never heard of a board game before.
Sorry, guilty. Okay,
what's a board game, guys?
What's your favorite board game, baby? Which one do you like?
That's actually a hard one. There's a lot of ones I like.
Oh my gosh, love, just spill it out.
Okay, I like the Game of Life.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite.
Firstly, I can apply the Game of Life to my life. Rolling for how many kids I'll have.
Yeah, that part I don't like. By the way, I completely refuse to accept that. Many times when playing the Game of Life, I make sure she doesn't get married. So I'm not ready for that.
She throws her husband out of the car.
Oh yeah. He's always flying away. I don't know why. I think he has wings. Okay. But talking about all of those games, I think, this is actually a great opportunity, guys, and way to bond with your kids. To actually get to know what they like, to introduce the things that you like to them, so that you can somehow, make this generational gap smaller and smaller, and actually appreciate each other. But maybe, even though I want to appreciate, I do not understand Hatsune Miku. Can you please explain that to mommy on cam?
What? So you want me to admit I'm a nerd to thousands of people?
Because, during my time, I like NSYNC.
I like that too. I just like...
Do you know NSYNC?
I am gonna be publicly offended.
Okay, I do. So you know NSYNC?
Of course I do. Seriously.
Okay, so do you know Boys to Men?
No.
Okay.
I have to know them. Because when the movie Trolls Free came out, there was a scene where he referenced a bunch of boy bands.
Okay.
He referenced NSYNC, he mentioned One Direction, he mentioned, wait, hold on. NSYNC,
who else?
just a bunch of other bands, I forgot. But I knew all of them except for Boys to Men.
Oh.
So then I Googled it. So now I know who they are, but I don't know a single song by them. So
Sorry, boys to men. She does not know you, but she does know NSYNC.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the thing, babe. You know, my music, during my time, we have a lot of lyrics. And they're actually people singing the songs. And then we can see their faces.
Can you stop throwing attacks at me? I would appreciate if my own mother respected my opinion.
I buy all the figurines of Hatsune Miku, you know, even like bag this, bag that, everything. And I even bought like a ticket to go to somebody.
You what? You what?
See, I appreciate, even though I don't understand.
She did not tell me this beforehand.
Even if I do not understand Japanese.
She did not tell me this. She didn't tell me this.
She's dragging me to a concert where the
Look,
girl...
it's your money that you chose to spend.
that the face cannot be shown. You cannot see the girl's
You're
face.
gonna get chills, I promise. We're
And
talking
then
about
she's
Adele, by the way.
She's singing Japanese.
So
Okay.
you can feel it. I'm gonna just Google the lyrics.
Okay,
It's the
baby.
same experience.
But the reason why you said you want to watch that also is because you're seeing Hatsune Miku. Okay, so who is
It's just an
Hatsune?
add-on.
Okay, can you explain to our amigas what is Hatsune Miku?
So you're gonna make me admit I'm a nerd to thousands, it's actually tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions.
I
of
hope
people.
billions. I hope billions, baby.
Well, if it's
We're still on
millions-
the thousands,
If
but
it's
one
millions,
day.
we're gonna make money at least.
Exactly.
But
High five, baby. High five. More money for shopping. Okay. It's okay. Who is Hatsune Miku?
so Hatsune Miku is a vocal synth that was created in 2000. I'm a real fan, I promise. 2008, I think. And it's called the Vocaloid. There's many different types. There's like a lot. She's just the most popular one. And basically, a vocal synth is kind of like an instrument. So you plug in notes into it, but then you also put lyrics into it, so it sounds like a person. It's also sampled from an actual person with consent, obviously. And so it's basically, actually, I just said that earlier, it's basically an instrument. And I just really like the songs that are made with her. Yes, I love Hatsune Miku, but I think the most powerful part of the songs are the people behind them. And they're amazing composers. Almost everyone who uses Hatsune Miku are like amazing composers because it takes a lot of skill to be able to use a vocal.
So let's clarify. It's not an AI.
No. I'm gonna make something extremely clear right now. I am completely against AI taking over art. Any form of art. Whether it's music art, whether it's physical drawn, painted art. I don't believe that AI has the at all right to take away what makes human expression so powerful.
I agree 100%, love.
Thank you.
Yes, I agree 100%. During my days, real people, okay, they do real art. We don't need to compete with a computer.
Exactly.
I think the computer is there to help you, to help to improve, but supposed not to substitute talent, passion, people. Art it's really like should be made by people and for people. So I'm actually against that as well.
Exactly.
So that's something that, I think that's somehow can be classified as a way of using technology in a way that's kind of damaging.
Misuse of technology.
Misuse of technology. And I do not appreciate as an artist. Am I an artist?
You are an artist of vocal and visual expression.
Yes! I'm a podcaster!
You're an actor!
Yes, I'm an actress! Okay, but baby, we need to play a game now because my favorite part of this podcast is the game time.
Ta-da! We need music for this. Like,
yeah, right?
Game time!
Okay, so it's game time. Game time, guys. It's game time. Something came out from my mouth. It's game time. And I'm actually excited about this portion because you're supposed to do something towards me. What are you gonna do to me?
So basically, I'm going to torture her with Gen A language.
Oh my gosh, I need to prepare myself. Wait, lovey. Okay, go. I'm ready.
Okay.
So what do you want to know? I think I'm ready for this. Being the mother of a 13 years old should prepare me for this challenge.
All right.
So what are you gonna do? How the mechanics of the game, love?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say something in Gen A or Gen Z, whatever you want to call it, language, like modern day language, to my mother.
Oh, that's a modern day language. Okay, I can take that.
It's just a way of sounding fancy.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
And she has to try to guess or assume what it means. And then when I tell her if she gets it wrong, just like clarify what it means in normal language or millennial.
So you explain to me if I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, baby, I'm ready.
All right, let's start the torture.
Go.
Okay. Why is she acting so sus?
Ooh, I know that one. You know why? Sus means suspicious. Because there is this game that you're addicted before.
How did you know?
Okay.
How
It's a
did you
game with
know?
a little...
I never told you.
My love, you're playing that all the time. And I need to actually be upset with you and call your attention. Say, no, only on the weekends. It's like this... What is the name of those little... I don't know. It's like...
I actually
guys.
forgot.
What is the name
Crewmates, I think. Crewmates. Crewmates.
Yeah, but what is the name of the game?
It's called Among Us. It
Among
was very
Us.
popular back in COVID.
And then you explained to me that sus, you need to find the sus, right? The suspect.
The imposter.
murderer. The
Yes.
imposter.
It's like Wolf, but digitally.
Exactly. So that one I know. Okay, next.
Okay. That's low-key awesome.
Low-key awesome. Low-key, maybe it's like it's low-key awesome. It's okay. No, low-key. It's super awesome. Super is like low-key super.
No.
Oh no. Oh no. What low-key means?
Low-key is basically a way of saying, to be honest, or like honestly. So it's like kind of a way of admitting, but like not in a shameful way, more like it's like when you go to someone, you're like, honestly, that food was really good. It's like that.
So, the food was low-key good.
Yeah.
Oh, this podcast is low-key good. See? I'm getting there. Okay, next.
Okay. Just to let you all know, I am reading this script thingy, and some of the things on here are interesting.
Okay.
And I'm changing some of them slightly because they're interesting.
Okay, so which one is the question? Faster, love.
Sorry. That new game is bussin', no cap.
That new game is bussing? No cap?
Yeah.
That new game is awesome?
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Really?
No, cap. You got busing kind of right, but you got cap wrong.
No cap. No joke?
No. Wait. Yeah, actually, so my bad. You got that right.
Yeah, no joke.
Mm-hmm. To say something is cap is a way of saying like you're lying. For example, if you go to someone, they're like, guys, I met Ariana Grande today. And then you're like, no, that's so cap, bro. Cap is like, oh, you're definitely lying.
Oh.
So if you say it's no cap, it's like, I'm not even lying. It's like
Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna have a hard time with that one. Okay, what's next, love?
Okay, just remember, a bus and a cap.
Okay.
All right. He has so much riz.
He's so much riz?
He has so much
He
riz.
has so much riz. Riz, maybe he's smooth? Good looking?
Yeah, you actually.
Good looking?
No, not good looking.
Smooth?
Yeah.
Oh
it's
my
like,
gosh.
He's very Riz is short for
Of course I
charismatic.
knew that. I'm smooth. I'm Riz. Okay. Okay, what's the next one, baby?
Okay. But just to clarify, Riz is like short for charismatic.
Oh, okay.
So like you're right, but just making sure.
Okay, why you guys are so lazy? Why don't know the whole world?
We live in a world where we could get to somebody from the other side of the world at the click of a button. Do you think we're really gonna waste all of our time saying a like charisma 4-syllable word?
Oh wow. I'm
This is the
shocked.
big 25.
Okay, what's the one?
No one says anything in full sentences anymore.
I know.
People you know when people say this? Like for example, the word this. They call it TS now.
Okay. I know one. It's like I'm okay became okay, now became K. It's getting worse and worse.
Wow, when did you find out about this? When did you find out about this?
Well, baby, people are texting me and
No,
then
but like around what year?
I'm offended now.
It's my payback for
Actually,
you,
this year.
you're a little late. A little late.
I'm just be honest, this year, just few months ago. Because somebody texts me, and the whole text is like one word. And then, Anechka, come here. What does this mean? You actually translated for me, love.
I know.
I was
the
having a
language. I know the
headache.
secret language.
You know the secret language.
And we actually speak in what's the word? In like syllables, in like signs and.
Oh
crypts
my
of
gosh.
Super short words.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what's the next one? Is my torture done?
No, nowhere near that.
Okay, what's the next?
Next. That's so Sigma. Again, I'm just gonna clarify.
I know that.
associate
I
with
said
any of
that
this,
in
but
the beginning, love, because you saw in the back of the truck, the
Yeah.
Signa. Apparently, guys, Signa means cool.
yeah.
And the boys like to use that, the teenager boys. This is so Sigma, bro.
more
It's so
like-
Sigma.
it's more like I don't want to look at you during this. It's basically they usually refer.
Okay.
They usually refer to men. They usually refer to other boys in this way. Like you're still saying this. Stop playing with the man. Stop.
But right, your classmates do that, right? You told me a few times, love.
Yeah.
They're like, bro, this is
They
so
don't speak
Sigma,
English
bro.
anymore. They speak Alflish.
Language.
Yes.
But I think the thing with this generation, baby, is that they just don't know what Webster dictionary is anymore.
I use Webster Dictionary all the time.
How you do?
I'm a writer, a poet. I need to be like synonyms for look.
You know
As
what
a
this...
thesaurus, I know that, but I know
Maybe-
as a thesaurus, but
Try chat GTP.
GTP, GTP, right? Chat GPT.
Oh my gosh! Okay, I try, guys.
It's okay, guys. Look, the old lady's trying her best. Her brain's getting foggy a little bit. We have to respect that she's honest, that she's trying to recall everything. Okay,
It's too
we
much
have to be
for me.
empathetic. Just this morning she forgot to grab her cane before leaving the house.
Love! Come on, give me some credit. You cannot expect me to learn everything like in few months or 1 year or I don't know.
You're like a good 5 years.
My love, you're just a teenager now.
I learned all of this in the span of like 3 months or less.
Oh well. You're the
In
genius
your
of the family.
In your defense, you don't have to be forced with children like this 9 to 5. So
Oh my gosh, yes, baby. But I mean, what is it? Chat GPT?
Chat GPT.
Okay, guys. Chat GPT. Okay. Actually, why I think that technology can somehow be good. During my time, to make a thesis, I would waste a month. Many books, many photocopies of books, everything just to make a little material or to study for an exam. Nowadays, you guys can just Google it. Everything is available online. You have Chat GPT. You have Thesaurus, right?
Thesaurus, yeah.
Thesaurus.
Thesaurus
to-
is just a dictionary.
yeah,
for
to help with your
synonyms.
language. Yeah, but
They
it helps with the
existed
language.
before.
Already?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, maybe I was not in school anymore. But I think technology, we need to be careful. It can be bad. It can be good. In a more serious, talk. The technology is there to help us, but not to substitute, not to become us. And the misuse of it can actually somehow like enlarge the gap between generations. But we can also use the technology to connect more with people. Like instead of isolating ourselves, we actually can bring people together. Like me, for instance, that love. My family, your vovozinha, which is my mother, her grandmother, my brother, they all live in Brazil. And I constantly talk in video calls with them. And that makes our life so much meaningful because now I can be present with them even if I'm not physically present, but we update each other all the time. And it's amazing, which I did not have before growing up. Because if you cannot see the person, then how could you connect with the person?
Exactly.
Right? So I do think that you just need to be careful around things. I think to use technology in moderation, it's actually a superpower. And as a parent, you really need to, to guide your kids through that and make sure that they're in the right place and make the right use of the advantages that we have in the generation right now. I myself love technology. What about you, baby?
Same. Sometimes I wish that I could be a little bit less technology dependent because, in order to produce music or look at karaoke, you Google it online or you open like a software app for making music. To draw, well, of course there is on paper, but I'm a lot better at digital art, to wind down. There's video games now, and then there's scrolling, and then, you need to answer a question, you go into Google, and if you're bored, you just go on whatever app you have, and so sometimes I wish that maybe I could live to be a little bit more, in touch with reality, and sometimes I imagine if I just don't use my device anymore, but now I realize that I've been, exposed to this already. It's kind of hard to go back. And in full honesty, I don't want to. How sad my life would be without Cookie Run?
What is Cookie Run? Is that a game?
Yes, it's a game. I'm obsessed with it.
You're obsessed with it?
Not to an unhealthy level, I promise. I'm just joking.
Not in an unhealthy level. Okay.
But it's just... Shout out Cookie.
Shout out Cookie
Caramel
Run.
Arrow.
Okay, but I ask you, the way I think that we can actually somehow address the misuse of technology is having rules. Are you okay with the rules? Are you okay with the rules?
Yeah.
Just on the weekends, not using devices during, dinner time. Is there something that you would like to say to, peers or maybe to parents out there? Some tips maybe that you may have to actually somehow connect better with your kids, with their kids in that case.
Okay. One thing that I think is really important is noticing that rules don't only go one way. I feel like some parents, not you, but some parents...
I thought for a while somebody is in trouble. Okay.
I mean, sometimes I slip up, but...
I'm human, baby.
Yeah, exactly. You're only human anyway. But I feel like sometimes we forget. Not we, because I'm not a parent. But I feel like sometimes parents may forget that when they apply rules to their children and they think, even in adulthood this is going to matter, they have to realize that these apply for them as well. For example, not using their phones at dinner time. Sometimes I noticed that even a lot of the adults at table, even in Christmas or just dinner and stuff, they always go on their devices. Even if it's for work or text to somebody, it's more often than not that I sometimes see parents, even you. Yeah, don't look at me. Don't look like that. on their devices during dinner or other bonding moments. And honestly, I kind of get it. Especially when you're an adult, you have a lot of different, have a lot of connections. Usually work connections that you connect with online. Sometimes there's a really funny minion meme about exercise. I thought you mean extra fries. See, look, she finds it funny. I have to study the millennial brain. I feel like I'm going a bit off. But what I'm saying is that sometimes we need to realize that what we say to our kids should also apply. Our kids, I'm not a parent. So what parents can say to their kids should also apply to their own life, and they should also apply some of their rules that they apply to their kids onto themselves.
I try, but sometimes, especially during Christmas, the whole family from Brazil is calling and expecting to pick up the phone. Okay, so
calls with important family members are fine. But I mean, at dinner when you're like, baby, just let me finish texting somebody. Let's go look at this. Look at this dog. Oh,
I have a rule: no devices during dinner. What happened?
I don't follow it.
Oh, shucks. Burn. I'm doomed. Yes, it's actually very hard. It's very hard. I may admit that most of the times I do give the example and I live by example. But when your whole work and life is in the phone, it's a little hard to always follow through, because as a parent you think that they shouldn't do it, but maybe just this time I can skip that rule, which is actually bad, guys. It's really bad. But I'll keep that in my heart, love, and I'll try my best to improve in that aspect.
I'll just, whenever you're on your phone at dinner, I'll just look at you like this.
But but that should actually, baby, you bring in that it's a very, in the serious note, that's a very good point. Because I do remember, like, my best friend sharing this movie that I also watched about the importance of time. Like, this actually is a Filipino movie that talks about family and generations. Yeah, the generations. And there is this Lola in the movie that she invites all the generations, like the kids, the grandkids. And the number one rule, when they have like lunch on Sundays, when the family gets together, is that no devices are allowed. And sometimes someone try to break the rule because, sometimes there is something really important from work or there's an emergency, things like that. And then one of the very famous sentences that she says in that movie that's very touching is that the call can wait, the device can wait, work can wait, but my time cannot. Because once time is gone, it's gone. So that call can wait. But the time that you're spending with a loved one cannot wait, because love is spelled T-I-M-E. And that applies to children, to parents, to everyone. Love, you need to spend time, right? If you love someone, you give them your time. You make them a priority. So that's a very valid point, love. And I think that's a way that we can somehow control the misuse of technology and understand that it's time for everything. Remember, I always told you?
Yeah.
Anechka, since she's very small, she would want to play with the iPad. They don't allow, they give her 1 hour only and things like that. And I always tell her, Anechka, there is time for everything. So I guess that's a good, wake up call, that even as parents, we also need to realize that there is time for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Agree?
Yep.
Do you have anything to add, love?
No. I don't think so.
Okay, so even though that technology was made to make our lives easier, it's very dangerous. We can simply just get a little bit lost. But I do appreciate the advantages of it, like tracking devices, video calls, and all of those above. But then again, it should not replace relationships. And on that note, I want again to thank this beautiful place, Rockstar KTV GH Mall, because it's hosting our special podcast, Mommy and Daughter Podcast. And this is our favorite karaoke place. Guys, you need to check it out. They have amazing rates, and then they have amazing food as well. And the rooms, they are just beautiful. Each room has a different theme and a different vibe, and you can choose whatever fits you the most. And we did do up the party of Anechka, I said early, and I love it. That room is something else, right, babe? With its own stage, and you can check that out in my vlog about Anechka's birthday party. Mm-hmm. But we coming to the end of this podcast, love.
Already?
Yes, we are. Do you have any final remarks that you want to say?
I was expecting about 2 more hours.
2 more hours. That's the problem with me and Anechka. We start talking, and sometimes we already arrive in our home, and we're still talking. And the 3 dogs are looking through the window, waiting for us and barking. And 1 hour after, we're still inside the car talking. So we stop talking. It's a problem in this family. But do you have any something that you want to add about, I don't know, what is your insights regarding how can you bring generations together and just somehow make this generational gap, smaller?
Mm-hmm. I have one very important thing. Mm-hmm. I think that in order to make an environment where you want to spend time with each other, you need to make an environment where you're comfortable to be yourself and be honest around each other. Sometimes in relationships, especially parent-child relationships, it's often difficult for someone to express how they feel. Maybe they're going through something. Maybe they have been going through something for years and they haven't told anybody, and they've been struggling to tell you because they're not exactly sure what you're going to think or what you're going to say, especially if in past scenarios they don't believe that they would feel heard. So in order to make you and your kid be more connected and be able to spend that time together, you need to be able to make a safe space for them to be true to themselves and true to you.
Oh yeah, that's very nice, love. I agree 100%. That's beautiful and well put.
Thank you.
You know, creating a safe space for your kid to be able to communicate, to, you know, to tell you anything that they feel, how they feel. I think not only with your kid, but just anybody, to make them feel that they can trust you, that they can tell you anything and everything. It does make a difference in connections, in connecting with one another. And of course, when it comes to our kids, you know, our kids are our legacy, guys. I always say that, you know, growing old is a choice because you don't need to, you know, to be like a teenager to have fun. So I choose to have fun all the time, despite of my age. So I don't believe that I'm growing older. I believe that I'm growing wiser. So that's my catchphrase. I'm 21 again.
I'm stealing that.
Stealing that. No, you're not. You're just 13. Okay.
I'll just put it in notes somewhere and I'll check when I'm 40.
Yeah. But, you
Kids,
know,
I'm 21 again.
but you know, kids are really our legacy. And thus we need really to be able to understand them, to connect with them, to create that safe space for them, and to, you know, to respect them as well, and to understand where they're coming from, the things that they enjoy, so that you can have a relationship that you're going to be less long in, because we don't want to grow old and grow alone. So we want to grow old surrounded by family, by your kids, by your grandchildren, feeling that you're loved and that, you know, they love you back unconditionally. So remember, love is spelled Time. Right, Anechka?
Yep, right.
Okay, so thank you guys for joining us in this podcast. I want to say thank you again to the Rockstar KTV GH Mall for hosting Amigas podcast. Please don't forget to follow us in our Facebook page, Amigas Podcast PH, and also to subscribe to Amigas Podcast YouTube channel. We also have a TikTok and an IG account.
And also me.
And also, you want to plug something, love? Go, that's your chance.
Huh?
Okay, follow Anechka in her IG account. What is your IG account, baby?
Anechka Estrada _.
Yes.
My art is awesome. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, she posts all her art. She loves drawing. She's very talented. She's an amazing singer.
You.
And soon I'm gonna make lots of money from her. But anyways,
I can't tell if that was if that was you being sure in me or a threat.
no, my love. I'm the mommy manager. Remember? Okay, but thank you guys. It was so much fun. And see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye, amigas.